Been a long night. Y'all know me. I'm not good at keeping my mouth shut. But I did want to say thank you for everybody that mentioned me in your prayers. I will recover. I am recovering. There were days in the last 15 days I didn't think I would make it, and it was so scary. And through it all, my mom on the other side of town is fighting a fight. You know, I am the granddaughter of Ruth and Eldon Reeves. My mother was their daughter. My mother got every ounce of Granny's spirit. Every ounce. She is so much like Granny. Sometimes around the house, it was just unfathomable. She had a quiet strength about her. She had a faith that it'd be okay. And if she were able to tell me right now, she'd probably say, "Debran, you listen to me. It's gonna be okay." I can't count the number of times she's told that to me. Granny's spirit lives in Mom. To doubt Mom's life was anointed, you would be a fool. Was Mom a preacher? No. But I want to tell you right now, the Spirit of God lived in my mom. I know we all think that our moms are the best. This way it's supposed to be. But Wanda Ling's life was anointed. She did things for people that y'all don't know about. She paid for a young couple's order at Home Depot after Harvey because she was in line and they didn't have enough money and they were buying plumbing supplies. Mom would cry. On the flip side of that, she would laugh if you stubbed your toe or she whacked my finger. Once she caught her breath from laughing, she'd help you. One of her phrases was, "Dang it, ought to take a rope and hang it." That's what she said when she didn't know what to do with something. That's what she said. There were only 3 people walking the face of the earth that Mom had an unkind word about. All 3 of them deserved it. But that's okay. I have enough unkind words to make up for her lack of words. I did not get Ruth Reeves' spirit. I got Eldon. Right in the midst of fighting to breathe, and that is the most terrifying feeling on the face of the earth, is to not be able to catch your breath and you're watching a meter on your finger go 90, 88, 86. But while I was doing all this, I got some pretty rugged emails. Whether you disagree or not is irrelevant. I'm okay with you being wrong. My mom was raised, and she firmly believed it, that you listened to what the man of God said. And when he challenged you to do something, whether it was give money to the church, whether it was, it didn't matter. And it sickens me. One of the people that sent me an email talked about the amount of money that church spent helping fight her. Mom wrote a check for almost 3 times what she gets a month to the church. I never said anything. I was honored that I could give Mom a place to live, that she didn't owe anybody anything. She didn't have a bill to pay except her car insurance, and she insisted on paying that. I get told daily how much people loved my mom. It was easy to love Mom. It was easy to love her. Sometimes. The last month was hard. June was hard. Mom and I butted heads. And you would think I have a permanent knot right here from she and I butting heads, because she ain't gonna move. She ain't gonna argue. She'll shut up. She ain't gonna argue. She's gonna do what she thinks she needs to do. Mom loved people. Loved people. A few weeks ago, she come home and told me, this was after they opened the churches back up. She come home and told me that they were challenged to greet, shake hands, take selfies with at least 5 people they don't normally meet at church. I said, and you're going to use gloves and masks and hand sanitizer, right? Debbie, our church does not have 1 case of this in it. And I remember telling her, I said, and God has smiled grace upon you. But God gave you a brain, Wanda Joyce. You ought to use it. And right now, if you're going to greet someone, you need to have a mask on. You need to elbow bump them instead of hugging their neck or shaking their hands. It won't last forever. And I'll never forget her looking at me. And she said, the anointed man of God directed us to do that. He wouldn't have done it if there was any harm. If you wonder where my family is right now, we're caught somewhere between heartbroken and anger. So much anger. And as far as touch not mine anointing, that y'all want to fling that scripture out, since I was old enough to remember, around my dining room table growing up, the anointed was dissected pretty often. Whether it was the minister, the visiting minister, St. Louis. I know things about that church I should never know. There's a story in the Bible. This little old woman that would come to the gate and ask to speak, to petition the king. I think it was a king. And they would shoosh her away. And this went on. And after a while, he said, "What does she want? What does she want? Give it to her so she will get away from my gate." I tell you that story to tell you this because Pop preached that in a sermon one time. You would have, in the future, you will remember, you would have rathered me and my family launch an attack as opposed to the other. Because every day I will petition God to make right what was taken from us. Not only did you take one of the most precious people walking the face of the earth with your foolishness, and it was foolishness. There was no wisdom in it. You have rocked my business to the core. Mom was almost retired. She came every day, but she was more entertainment than anything else. My shop will never be the same. I just don't know how I'm going to go on without her. And you took her from us with your foolishness. And the whole time Mom was sick from the last Sunday in June until I called 911 on the 5th. Not one of you called to check on her. And I'm not talking about her friends. You didn't call to check on her. This person you knew was sick. This person you claimed that you loved her so much. Your whole family loved her so much. You didn't call. My minister called. Yours never called. You broke Mom's heart. You have broken my family.